What is up, you euphoric Eevee, and welcome back to HJC Games. You got Hayden here as always. And while he knows this should be a Kaldheim Collector Booster Box week, it looks like Eevee has joined us instead. That's right, folks. We have a Shining Fates Elite Trainer Box today. And, you know, it should be magic, but, like, if I don't open this now, I don't get the sleeves or the case on PTCGO. And, you know, I also don't get to open Shining Fates. And Shining Fates is really sweet. And I'm going to be honest with you all, I just can't wait. I just can't wait. So we're going to open 10 Shining Fates packs today, and we'll return to Magic a little later in the week. And here's our ETB. Look at that. Eeeve VMAX is our centerpiece card, our big promo. And this is cool. This is the what's new in Shining Fates kind of thing. It tells you about V Pokemon. So here's some of the new Vs. Ditto V and Ditto VMAX. Crobat VMAX, those are new. Cramorant VMAX is new. Skwovet V might be new, actually. I don't actually know. All of these are new, and so on and so forth. Nice. And of course, there's not much new to learn here rule-wise, and then we have our collector's list at the end. Let's check out our box. Look at this. I love this color scheme, this black, gold, and orange. Very cool, very, very cool. And this is the first of probably 2, maybe 3 Elite Trainer boxes we'll get. I forget how many I actually have on the way. Corviknight, is this upside down? Yes. We've got Dragapult. We've got Black Charizard. We've got Corviknight. And we got Toxtricity. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And we'll go through this like we always do. Take our top off. And we have the PTCG rules. We know how to play this game. We play this game a lot. Oh yeah, look at that divider. Look at the quality on this divider, folks. That is some good cardboard. Here's our separators. Been using these within my BCW storage boxes to separate Pokemon cards from super cards, from everything else. Ooh, nice. This is what we come here for. The dice. The dice are always really, really pretty. This is cool. We've got like these coffee-colored dice. That is awesome. Excellent, excellent. I'm a much bigger fan of these. These are really cool. Like, I really, really like this color. Pops really well in person. We'll put all of our dice over here. We don't care about special condition markers. Here are our 10 packs, folks, as expected. Last couple things in here. We, of course, have our code. Here's our preview. We'll get to our preview in a second. I won't even reveal it. We've got our energy. We don't care about our energy. And we've got our sleeves. Let's pop those out really quick. And for those of you who've never used these sleeves actually might be Ultra Pros. They play a lot like Ultra Pros. They're not matte. They're glossy and kind of sticky. Not sticky, kind of slippery. But they certainly protect your cards. They look good, and they shuffle just fine. So no complaints. I will be sleeving up a deck with these for sure. Love it. Can't wait to use it in PTCGO. Now, let's get to the fun. Let's move all of this stuff off to the side. Throw our trash away. And first, but certainly not least, is Eeeve VMAX. This is our promo. Balls from Eeeve, 300 HP colorless, triple colorless, G-Max Cuddle, 150 damage during your opponent's next turn. The defending Pokemon tries to attack, your opponent flips a coin, and if tails that attack, it just doesn't happen. So the attack doesn't happening is way more powerful than Eevee doesn't take damage, because there are attacks that do other effects. A good example is Night Watch, which does 150 damage and forces your opponent to shuffle 2 cards from their hand back into their library. And that happens even if the Pokemon doesn't take any damage. So disabling the attack is really good there, but all of that says, not expecting Eeeve VMAX to kind of shake up the meta very much there. And, you know, that'll bring us to our first kind of topic, which is, actually, hold on, let me put these dice back over here so we have a dedicated place for our pack trash. And so the first topic is sort of the new cards and what effect they have had on the meta. And, wow. All right, so we're just going to pop off right away with a shiny Cinderace. Nice. I really love that coloring. It's like a cream, like a gray cream coloring, a brownish creamish coloring, and it's kind of a lighter orange instead. And then our rare is another Boss's Orders. We're not going to complain about a Boss's Orders. So in general, Shining Fates is not expected to shake up the meta very much. There's not a ton of new Pokemon in here. There are some new Pokemon. We actually just saw one. That Thwackey, that stage 1 Thwackey is a new Pokemon. Oh my gosh. Ugh, I got it, folks. I got it, folks. Other new Pokemon are the Cramorant VMAX, the Ditto V, the Ditto VMAX. And the thing there is they just don't really, you know, have the chutzpah, if you will, to kind of change the meta. And I think it's not this one, and we have a Cheertle. Professor's Research with Professor Juniper. This is the new Professor's Research, just like that's the new boss's orders. And so these are kind of the most interesting new cards, the Rusted Sword and the Rusted Shield, specifically the Rusted Sword, which is the one that's most likely to have an impact on the actual meta. And so what the Rusted Sword says is, you know, the Zacian V that this tool is attached to does 30 more damage with its attacks. So that means even without Altered Creation GX, you're able to do 260 damage with your Brave Blade, and it means with Altered Creation GX, this is a reverse holofoil. Nope, I lied to you. I completely lied to you. I could have sworn it was. I thought I saw the reverse holofoil treatment, but nope, it was actually a shiny Lapras V. It was a shiny Lapras V. I love this. This set is so much fun to open, folks. Like, I can't even begin to describe to you how not only beautiful this card looks, like the purple coloring, the silver kind of shell back he has, the cream underbelly, like the coloring is great. The hype of opening this card when I thought I was going to get some trash was also amazing. This card looks beautiful. The value on this set has been doing great across the board. Evil. So like this set is so much fun to open. If you can get your hands on this set, I highly recommend it. But so back to Rusted Sword. The Rusted Sword can kind of lead the way for like a pure turbozation deck where you're not really looking to set up Luke Metal, you're not really looking to set up ADP, you're just looking to attach to Zacian as fast as possible, get out there and hit for, 260 damage. All right, and our Shiny Vault is a reverse holofoil ball guy, followed by Dreadnought. And so we're still seeing if that, will come about. The meta still hasn't changed much. And, Shining Fates has been out for a whole weekend on PTCGO. So that's, not much time. These are the hardest packs to open ever, folks. I don't know what's up with this particular set of packs, but man, they're hard. But, and the other cards that could make an impression is probably Crobat VMAX, because there's so many Crobat Vs in there, and Crobat VMAX is actually a pretty decent card and a pretty decent evolution. Wow, we are popping off, folks. Third shiny in like, how many packs? In 5 packs, we have had over half shinies. Orbeetle, evolving from Dottler, 130 HP Grass. Bug's Radar, once during your turn, look at the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck, put them back in any order, a reverse Brainstorm. And Brainwave, green and a colorless, grass and a colorless for 90+. Does 30 more damage for each psychic energy attached to this Pokemon. Very, very nice. And the shinies are doing pretty well. Nice, a Celebi as well. This is a very relevant card. This card could see play. This is one of the ones I'm eventually getting to in my meta talk. But we'll get to the market in a second here. But the other new cards are, we've got a Cramorant VMAX as well. The Crobat VMAX is probably playable simply because, well, Crobat V is in so many decks, and the Crobat VMAX has decent attacks and decent stats. So it could be an alternate attacker for Eternatus. It's got a Strafe ability, which means it can attack and then it swaps back to the bench. So it could be some sort of hit and run strafe poison based deck. Not entirely sure, but that's one of the most promising. All right, reverse holofoil Zaruda, followed by a Ditto V. That's one of the most promising new Pokemon in the set. Ditto V is another option. And so Ditto V is 170 HP colorless, V transformation, and basically just during your turn, you can replace this card with a V Pokemon from your graveyard or from your discard pile. And the problem with this is like, what deck needs this? What deck really needs a 5th V is kind of the main question here, and I think the answer is none. So, and you're not really cheating anything out, you're not accelerating anything. We're halfway through, I'm gonna straighten the packs. So you're not really breaking any rules to do this, you're just getting a 5th copy of a V. And there's a lot of decks that don't even really play the 4th copies. And the ones that do play all 4 copies, they're just playing it for prize reasons. There's no deck that needs to attack with 5 V attackers. So Ditto V is probably not going to get there. But where I was saying is Ditto VMAX is another one. Ditto VMAX has a move that lets you, choose any of your opponent's Pokemon's attacks and copy it. We can do that already with the Ninetales V, and that doesn't really see any play and could easily slot into Welder decks and still has 200 HP. It's not like it inherently is a aggressively worse card than Ditto VMAX, so probably not gonna get there. Another Professor's Research. And the only other kind of new card, there's the Amazing Rares. We saw some of those in our last opening, and the problem with the Amazing Rares is they're generally just too slow to actually see standard play, more or less. There's just too many colors there. There's too many attachments. The health is good generally, and the attacks are good, but it's just too much setup. So not expecting a lot there. There's a Cramorant VMAX, which its only attack is a triple colorless move that lets you flip a coin for each... reverse holofoil, more Pico. Lets you flip a coin for each energy on this Pokemon, and for each heads, it does 80 damage. That's not going to be a meta deck. That's just too unreliable and just not powerful enough to actually hit or anything. So not expecting anything there. And so that's most of the VMAXs. There's also a new Delmise VMAX. Delmise V has been out for a while. Delmise VMAX also doesn't get there. I don't even remember what the moves are. It's just not super relevant, and Grass is in a terrible spot in the meta, both with how many fire decks there are and just the state of Grass right now. It's not going to cut it. There are some new trainer cards that are all pretty terrible, like I think we saw a Ball Guy earlier. There's a new Gym Trainer trailer card that is just a terrible draw. So those are unlikely to see any play. There's a new Manaphy, which, all right, oh no, it's the next one. There's a new Manaphy, which is similar to, reverse holofoil, which is similar to, what's the best Pokemon to, it's kind of like a team-up Jirachi, where you can use an activated ability to look at the top 6 cards and reveal a Pokemon from them. And that's probably not going to see play because there's just not that many decks that need help finding Pokemon. You know, Mad Party doesn't even have room for that. This is another new one, Celebi. The Woodland Stroll's a lot better. Look at the top 6 cards and reveal an energy, similar to Energy Lotto from a couple years back. This card could see play in a few, unclear exactly which decks are going to want it. You know, probably not ADP, maybe some fire decks or something, but that's unlikely. This could be something that comes into play when Battle Styles comes out, and we have Rapid Strike Energy and Single Strike Energy that we're sort of looking for. So that's sort of what the meta change has been. We're not expecting huge meta shifts until Battle Styles comes out, which should absolutely upend the meta and make things pretty crazy. Let me get this open. So far, though, the market has been pretty solid. Playable shiny cards like Galarian Mr. Mimes are going for decent amounts of money. Shiny cards are also still fetching, you know, a few bucks as well. And then all of the rares, commons, and uncommons have sort of stabilized like we'd expect. The black Charizard, the shiny black Charizard is going for about 600 bucks right now. And a lot of the shinies are still fetching well within the $5 to $10 range. Of course, there are plenty of just bad shinies that are either unpopular Pokemon. Like, I'm not expecting that Orbeetle to do very well. They're either unpopular Pokemon or completely unplayable. But if a Pokemon is playable or popular, the shiny version is doing quite well. What's our last shiny? Nice. We did get a shiny. This is our 4th shiny of the ETB. So we got 4 shinies in this ETB and a V. So we got about half of our packs were hits. Not bad at all. Again, love the shiny art on this Rookity. I love how they just use brown in the shiny. Like, you know, brown is such a non-flashy kind of plain looking color that you wouldn't expect to see it on a shiny, but since they never use it on regular Pokemon, when they break it out on a shiny, it kind of pops, you know, it looks different. We're used to these bright, colorful Pokemon that grab our attention, and now we have this like cream and coffee colored one that it looks very sophisticated and very mature, if I do say so myself, but also like has this visual identity that's unique and really cool. And last useful card is Volcanion. It's like our 3rd or 4th Volcanion. All right, there we go. And Fighting Energy. Only other sort of news thing here is the Arena Open was this past weekend. I did compete. I did not day 2. I did best of 3. I went 4-1 in the best of 3, and in my last match I went 1-1, and then in my last game I got aggressively land flooded and just lost against a red-white aggro deck. I may post some of those. I didn't record all of them because I forgot. I may post one of those videos. If I do, I'll certainly let you know. But one thing I'm looking to do is enter some Pokemon Open tournaments, and I'll make sure to record those and get them all to you folks. Some solid hits in this ETB. Got our Rookity, our Cinderace, our Orbeetle, our Ditto V, our Lapras V, and of course, our Eevee VMAX. Tons more Shining Fate content coming on the channel. We have another ETB coming in. We have 10s, have all sorts of stuff. So, as always, folks, you can find these cards and many more over at hjc.cards. Buying the cards from the channel really helps support us out. We appreciate that a ton. And that's going to be it for this video, folks. I will see you all very soon. And as always, have a good night and be good to one another.